Okay, so right out of the gate, this comes up time and time again, and there's so much emotion and expression given to it. Billable rates, daily rates. What is your daily rate? How much do you guys charge for your daily rate? What do I need to charge for my daily rate? Is $100 an hour good enough? Is $125 an hour good enough? If an hourly rate isn't good enough, what's your daily rate? Guys, it's gonna take a solid 15 minutes. You gotta give me 15 minutes of viewer duration and we're gonna get through it. Why is this so emotionally? Why is this so triggering? Why does this get brought up in forums and Facebook and everything else time and time again? And why do people get so emotional? And why is this such a charged discussion? It's not that difficult, but you gotta give me 15 minutes of viewer duration. We're gonna go through daily rates. Is it gonna be for a tractor, a mulcher, a skid steer, dirt work, mulching, lawn installs, stump grinding, whatever it is, whatever your equipment is, we're gonna go through what a day rate is real quick, high level. I'm gonna give you in a silver platter what you need to be. You're gonna watch me write down my dollars, figure out my daily rate, and if you need to change one of the numbers, then go ahead and do it. But I'll give you the quick bone structure on how to get to a daily rate so we can stop hurting each other by saying, I'm gonna undercut the competition, or this person's overcharging and ripping them off. We're gonna cut through all that. We're gonna figure out what a day rate is for you, for me, for the next guy. We're gonna leave off geographical areas and inflation and this, that, and other thing, but you'll be able to get to all that quickly. Just stick around for this video. We're gonna take a deep dive that's not very deep into what a day rate is so we can stop hurting each other. The biggest thing that an entrepreneur like myself wants to give to a community is to make sure you don't hurt yourself, to make sure that you can provide for yourself, to make sure that you don't have to have a fire sale, to make sure that you don't go belly up and say, oh, it was the economy, it was this, that, and other thing. No, it's step one, out on the first step. If you can get to that step, you'll be able to make it through the 5 years of a small business life, which historically, the odds, they're against us as entrepreneurs in making it to 5 years, 2 years even. Stick with me. We're gonna deep dive into day rates and figure out what the day rate is for whatever area of work that you do. Here we go. Common thing to be called for in land clear. I'm gonna use the umbrella term land clearing. It's not grubbing, but it is taking everything down, is fence lines. Here's the property line. It's already cut in. That's a lot of liability off me. That's a lot of working on other people's property. That's a lot of risk. My risk went down a lot. Doesn't always happen. Usually it's the opposite. What we're gonna do is we're gonna come in and what the client called edge. We're gonna push nature back on this edge. And it's all very, relatively sparse. It's no big deal. There's a couple wood piles here. There's another big wood pile in there anyways. Now wood piles are a variable. So my advertised production rate is 1 acre per day. Typically I beat that, but then I run into carpet, chain link fence, something metal, and production, goes down. So my advertised to keep everyone, calm is 1 acre per day. And I do everything I can to beat that 1 acre per day. Yeah, there's the wood pile. It's the wood piles that throw wrenches into my estimates because I have no idea how long it's gonna take me to do a wood pile. Some of the wood is rotten, no big deal. Some of it looks rotten and it's harder than granite. A lot of ash trees. We're losing ash trees. And right here is a few ash trees that are cut down. They look old. I kicked them and they are solid. And then we're gonna clean up this whole center section through here. Come over here, clean all that up. Should make for a good day. Pretty excited about this project. There's no lowland, there's no wetland. There's no ridiculous steep slopes. Really looking forward to it. In this whole area where the client, can't see, can't use, we're gonna let the land breathe. Let them breathe. Quick look, let's get to work. All right, so you want to figure out daily rates. Let's figure out what you spent on your machine. You spent $60,000. I know you spent $60,000 and I don't even know what machine you bought because you bought it new, you sold it for $60,000. You bought the front half of the $60,000. Now you go out and buy a used machine that's not completely clapped out. You just spent $60,000. You bought the back half of the machine. No matter what machine you buy, it's going to cost $60,000, whether it's old or brand new. So diving into it, like we said, the machine is probably already $60,000, whether you buy the front half or the back half. Your truck, I'm going to take another $60,000. Trailer, $20,000. Attachments are about $60,000. We're going to see the depreciation cycle of 3 years. I highly encourage you to use a 3-year depreciation. Your subtotal and total per year. Maintenance, we're leaving out for the time being. Once I told my insurance agent that I'm working forestry, my insurance is $1,500 a month, $18,000 per year, including commercial vehicle, inland marine, all of it. Finding your production rate is extremely important, and it may take your entire first year to figure out how long it takes you to do a job. There are 4.33 weeks per month. I operate 7 months and I can work 3 days a week. As an owner-operator, the rest of my time is either spent estimating or doing maintenance. That gives me a total of 91 billable days per year. The last part that we need to figure out for our daily spend on our overhead is our fuel. The skid steer burns 4 gallons per hour, 8 hours a day at $4 a gallon. It's $128 per day. The truck, 15 gallons of gas at $3.50 a gallon, $53 per day sunk cost every day, times our 91 days that we work throughout the year. And now we're going to get to actually seeing what we spend. Our overhead per year is over $100,000. That's all of our costs, fuel, insurance, and depreciation, no maintenance, $100,000. That's our overhead. I want to make $100,000 a year based on my time that a client is renting from me on this face of the earth. That means I need to gross over $200,000 a year. My daily rate would be $2,200, and I make $44 per hour, charging over $2,000 per day. If my maintenance goes up by, call it $2,000 a month, you can see that the dollars changing there. Now we're up to almost $2,500 per day. Our billable hourly rates over $300. Now I'm still only making $44 per hour on a $250,000 investment. Changing the numbers, does not change the billable rate or the hourly rate by much. You can take big swings and say, I'm only going to make $40,000. I'm only going to pay myself $18 an hour. My billable rate's only down to $1,800. I'm still at $226 per hour, paying myself $18 an hour, and that is how people go out of business. We can change the machine. Sure, let's do it. Let's play with a bunch of numbers and see what our hourly rate, our daily rate changes. 50,000, maybe you got a cheap machine. Maybe your truck is only 35,000. Your trailer, okay, you got a special deal on it for 15 grand, and your attachment, yeah, it's probably still got $60,000. You're still over $200 an hour, but you only profit $18 per hour. That is why it's so important to understand your overhead. To get back to our 100,000, to pay myself $40 an hour, we're at nearly $300 right again. Make a simple spreadsheet, find out some basic overheads. You will be able to change the numbers to whatever you want. You'll see your billable rates, your daily rates. You will see what you will pay yourself per year or per hour, however you want to do it. You can trim as much as you want. The dollars don't take massive swings. You still cannot be profitable at $100, $125. Even only paying yourself $18 an hour, your billable rate is still over $200 an hour. Well, 2 hours into it, how we doing? Looking pretty fine. Looking pretty fine. Whoa! Tree branch. Look at that. It's like the land can breathe. At least in a mulching setting. I guess that's kind of what I describe it as when I'm talking to clients and they're trying to see what it's going to look like. I try to describe, we allow the land to breathe. Open it up. Got some cleanup work to do, but going pretty good. We're gonna go hit this side right after lunchtime. Woo, she's coming along though. Bulldog, what do you charge for a job? I charge a day rate or half day. My half day rate is 60% of my day rate. What's a day rate? How many hours? What's your production? I do 7 machine hours is my day. And that's still a 10 to 12 hour day for the operator. This machine burns about 4 gallons per hour. It's about 31, 32 gallon tank. 7 hours, we're at 28 gallons. And then I keep a 5 gallon tank with me. And when we're almost out, now who's we? Same people as they. No, we never run a diesel engine out of diesel, right? So when we get down pretty low and the gas gauge goes to red, we stop and we refuel and we dump in a 5 gallon Joey can. Sure can. These things are great. Put a link in the description. And that's how I know that we have no more production time, but we need to, clean up or do any last minute touch-ups. So per OnX, I'm at 1.2 acres. So I got 1.2 acres done in approximately 7 machine hours, just shy of it. My advertised production rate is 1 acre per day. I exceeded my advertised production rate. Now we did that by, not making things as pretty as possible. That's why I always keep a can here with me. We run low, bam, that's it. There's no more area to cut. This can is only for cleanup, dress up, and once we get back down to red, the day's done. Want more production? Want more acreage? Hire another day. What do I charge? That's all by geographical location, your equipment, your overhead, this, that, and the other thing. I'm not the most expensive, but I ain't cheap. All right, let's go touch up a couple areas, and then we'll do a final closing and show you guys what I've been up to all day. These things are great. Okay, well, there she be. This green area, right there, that's a septic line. I'm not gonna drive over it, so we kind of went around it, and there's big trees on the other side, and kind of cleaned up around there. There's only so much you can do when you can't drive over here. You can't. It was fun, challenging. Monster wood piles. I mean, just pile after pile over here. 2, 3, 4, big piles, big trees. Didn't film much of, hitting a wood pile. I think that's kind of boring. But anyways, it's kind of the show for today. I got some handwork I want to work on. And then, it's load up and we're off to the next one. So hopefully you guys got to see some shots. Hopefully, it sparked an interest with you, if nothing else. I do appreciate your time. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. Hey guys, you see me doing it. Get out there and do it yourself. Cheers from the Bulldog guys.